Hi, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters everywhere. I want to take a few moments to talk about adding some color to your speech. Ever see a painting that was just in one color? Now, there are some pretty good charcoal sketches, but when color is added, it adds a whole different dimension. As a liberal art, public speaking is the same way. If you can add color, if you can use all the crayons in your box, you can make your talk very interesting. And there are many crayons that you can use, but the one I'm going to talk about today is sound. And I'm not just talking about vocal variety, I'm talking about how this presentation sounds. It can be as subtle as, well, as a noise. What can you do with that? Repetition. Miners in a cave. It could be a way of calling people to dinner. That noise can add a different texture to your presentation. Used properly, the sound of your speech can make it even more memorable. Now, what about rhyme? If you find a way to make it rhyme and it comes out the same way every time, perhaps you will find a way to make your speech mean even more. Here's something else. Some of our most important historical speeches have used the power of consonants. You can see this. Abraham Lincoln, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The power of consonants, the alliteration of those hard consonant sounds. We cannot dedicate. Again, dedicate. We cannot consecrate. We cannot hallow this ground. One of the shortest speeches that everyone knows. It's a speech that is memorized in elementary school and studied in the university because of its ability to sound special. Now, you might think it was just an accident, but the fact of the matter is, when Abraham Lincoln wrote his speeches, he spoke each word out loud to hear how it sounded. When you write your speech, when you sit at your computer and put your words together, we often write a speech the way we write a letter. Two totally different things. The sound of your speech can make all the difference. Let me give you a story. There was a man who was a stone cutter. Every day, chipping at stone in the hot, blazing sun every day. And then he said, I wish I were the sun, because if I were the sun, I'd be the most powerful thing. And like that, he became the sun. And as the sun, he reigned over the land. He burned the land. He exuded such great heat that the land began to wither and dry up. For he was the most powerful thing. He was the sun. But suddenly, something stopped him from burning the land. His sun's rays were held back by a cloud. A billowing cloud had stopped the sun. So he said, now I must become the cloud, because then I will be the most powerful thing. And then he became the cloud. And with that, he began to rain and thunder, and he dropped puddles of water, pools of water, rivers of water, oceans of water, and that dry, parched land suddenly became moist and lush, and then it flooded. And he was the most powerful thing there was, a cloud of rain, dropping floods everywhere, until that cloud came against a mountain. The cloud couldn't go through the mountain. So he said, now I must be the mountain. For the mountain is the most powerful thing. And like that, he became the mountain. The majestic, powerful mountain that stood immovable. But suddenly, that mountain started feeling weaker and smaller. and the mountain realized that he was being chipped away by the stonecutters. By using sound, I added to the story, making it a different, more memorable event. But words, sound, rhythm, meaning are all parts of the color crayon box of adding flavor to your speech. So the next time you develop a presentation, I want you to take a few moments to consider, what does it sound like? Speak it out loud. Record it. Choose those words, those specific sounds that mean the most. Hold on to that concept of sound and carry it throughout the speech, making it at once more memorable and more pleasant to hear. Remember, there's another thing that you can do to your speech rather than just follow an outline and voice your ideas. You can make it sound magnificent. Oh, that's what I'd like to share. What do you think?